This has been a huge, huge time coming, but we've got here. We have overcome all of the various hurdles, weather, pandemics, but we are here to ride just over 1,000 Ks and just under 12,000 meters of climbing. For those who don't know, that is the equivalent of going up over Everest and Kosciuszko in the 1 week. Here we've got 37 amazing people who have signed up. They're putting their bodies on the line. They're committed to supporting all of the young people that Canteen work with. These people behind me are amazing. They have spread the awareness. They've spread the name of what Canteen does. And this ride is all about support. These 37 people behind me epitomise that support, both from within the cycling group, but within then their extended community. I cannot be more proud of each and every one of these people for signing up and for doing what they've done to get to the start line today.
Calvary Healthcare in South Australia treats many people in our community who are going through and living with cancer, and the opportunity to contribute and help Canteen, who helps people during these very, very tough times, is an opportunity we couldn't pass on. The impact that cancer has on young people and their families, some families are torn apart, some families are brought together, and support services like Canteen really do help families get through this very difficult time.
To see the difference that we as a team can make for the lives of the young children that have been affected by cancer, it's something very humbling and really worthwhile. So it's something that I really wanted to be a part of with my dad. So I asked him to jump on the journey with us.
The inspiration for the rides that we're doing, it's not about us. It's about what we can give back to those people who are impacted by cancer. The inspiration that I take on the ride is the stories from the people who are going through cancer treatment, those who've been first diagnosed, those might have been under treatment for some time, and sadly those at the end of life as well. They're the stories that are inspiring. What we're doing is a small contribution to help those people during their time.
It's a big honour to be able to lead the group, and I guess we both wore it with pride, and it gave us some power, and it was incredible the support we got from everyone.
Towards the end of Crow's Nest, I could see Dad. He was fighting. We got around each other and we got up together.
Finished the hill together.
fact that we're doing all this fundraising and helping other people get through it without the financial difficulties, it makes it so much easier to do. Even today, we went to the GOOLWA bakery and they cut the bill in half. We then were at Meadows Bakery and they laid on a spread for us. We were at the Commercial Hotel in Strathalbyn and they fed everybody for free. It just all contributes. You just realise just how much generosity there is out there.
I got involved in 2018. At that time, my niece had just been diagnosed with leukaemia at 2 years old, off the back of really seeing what organisations like Canteen do for families who are going through a tough time and the support they give. I saw what other organisations were doing for them and thought it'd be a great way to get involved. What you realise, I think, as you get older is from one day or one moment to the next, things can change significantly. And so that was their world, but I think the hardest thing is not knowing. We just, as a family, tried to support them through that. And part of that was doing this ride. It was a sign of support.
I've found the ride so far from a physical point of view very challenging. It's been great, certainly like to push myself. From an emotional point of view, it's been very emotional. I know what kids go through. This is nothing in comparison to what those kids go through. The brotherhood and camaraderie of this event is fantastic. You know, not only have I got my own brother doing it, but I've already created friendships that I know will last a long, long time. This is something that bonds people together. I'm very thankful for being a part of it. When we hit those hard bits on a day, you're going up a hill, and there's a saying that everyone's got, we're doing this for the kids, and that's why we are doing it.
I'm looking forward to the 200k day. On day 6, we've got 200 Ks and 1,800 metres of climbing. I think that day we'll see what the ride's all about. We'll see a group of people come together on that day. I think it's going to be really special. It's that support that goes on. Now the group's building, you see people helping each other out and helping push up hills and encouraging people along. And I guess that's what Canteen's all about. It's about supporting people who are dealing with cancer and getting them through. So you start to see that in a smaller sense happening on the ride.
For the remainder of this week, I'm looking forward to challenging myself, but I'd like to think that I'm a part of a bigger message that's getting out there to the community and to the wider networks. You know, every little bit counts, what we can raise.
Road races and any time fitness. Absolutely amazed with Sonia's passion, her drive, her energy, and I think that has shown throughout her whole road race. Thank you so much for everything you've done for Sonia. Thank you
our pleasure.
For what you've done for road race, and especially thank you for what you've done for all of the people.
So when you hear of Sonia, it's just not her love and passion for cycling, it's her love and passion for supporting people that need the support. And that's you, it's us, it's our family. So everyone, give everybody a round of applause, please. Woo!
Embrace that challenge, and when you receive those curveballs, capture them through the straight. So well done to you.
I felt really strong in the morning and the whole group rode powerful. The toughest for me was riding up Mengler's hill.
So the harder time along the ride, they're pretty quick over and done with because they all know when you're struggling, so people come around you. And then Next minute you're sort of being taken along. The hard times sort of just stick really quickly and you sort of can get on with it because our hard times is nothing compared to what we're here for.
He is so deserving of this yellow jersey. What he's done for road race. I think a round of applause, and let's all get behind Stephen, the Irishman.
Like everybody, we've got a story too, and ours goes back over 20 years when my sister lost her daughter Chloe, and so that's when I suppose our cancer experience really started. And funnily enough, when I booked up to do the trip, I had no idea that it actually touching us in different ways. So in a way, this sponsorship's through our Toyota dealership in the provision of cars and also the Hino truck. It sort of feels like paying forward, but for us it's almost like paying back because Chloe and the incredible help we had through Canteen.
Very proud moment to wear yellow. Good opportunity to sit up the front, but I suppose the reason I got it in the first place, I think, was being there and supporting riders. What this event is all about, getting in and supporting other people, and I really enjoyed the day.
I organised a cricket game and I've just got road race shirts made up. So I just built up everyone's support in the town itself and in the mining underground as well. So we hosted like 2020 type format, 2 departments underground versing each other. Everyone really got behind it. We ended up making, I think it was $2,000 for the night, which is unreal. There's going to be people here that I'll be mates for life with.
I think seeing the history of what the jersey means for a road race and the people that support the event, it has a lot of meaning, and I think it has different meaning for different people, but I think today we had arguably the hardest stage. Helping people is what this is about, so providing help and support, it's what you do with a gold jersey. There's some people on this ride that they're here with some huge impact. There's some massive change to their life, whether relatives, sons or daughters, people that have used Canteen along the way. And I think you hear those stories and you understand why we're doing this ride and why we raise money. I'm fortunate to be able to ride a bike and do what I do and raise money, and that's the way I can help. So I think that's why we're here.
I was really scared coming away with a group of 37 strangers, but everyone's been so nice, so encouraging, helping me. Everyone just has everyone's back. So Canteen's just been my rock for the last 14 years. I've accessed counselling, gone on camps, just having that support when cancer crashes into your world. At not one point was I alone because of Canteen, and my experience has just been invaluable. So to give back like this and help out and support the group, there's no way I could say no. It's impacted me so much. Knowing that everyone has a story and what they're going through and what they've been through pushes you more to challenge yourself. Everyone is just so amazing and has the biggest heart with what they're doing in this ride. So Craig is just absolutely stood out to me so much, just his story, how he holds himself, he's so inspirational. I'm riding for his little girl Henley as well, just because of how much his story touched me. People like him that keep people like me going in Canteen and keep things like this happening.
So seriously, be very, very proud of each of you for what you have accomplished, both physically and mentally, because they were some really mentally challenging conditions. What you guys have just done, super proud of each and every one of you. We are so ever close to the final destination, both of home base and the fundraising goal. Take with you today the inspiration of every story you've heard through the week. This is why we do what we do. We're going to be let out by our little Mozzie, and then to be picked up when we get down the hill by Morgan. The journey that she's been on for the last 14 years, she said to me that this is the best thing she has ever done in her life. Take with that, hold it next to your heart, and ride safe and strong today.
When you get in a group of 37 people and you've got 37 people lined up next to each other and just going along, it actually becomes so easy to just follow on. Doing 1,000 kilometres in a week actually becomes a more manageable challenge. The emotions go high, the emotions go low, because it is an exceptional week. And to be able to get that challenge behind you, 1,000 kilometres in a week with a group of 37 people, is something that there's not many other people in the world that are going to be able to say, I've done that as well.
Thank you so much for making this arrival as special as you did. I give you the 2021 Road Races. A 1,000 kilometres ridden, 12,000 metres of climbing, which is the equivalent of Everest and Kosciuszko. And by the time we finished this week, $335,000 and counting. There is no one person that stands out more than our young person ambassador. We all rode this week with so many stories in our hearts and so many stories in our minds. But each and every day that we rode, every minute that we were on the bike, we had this young lady in our hearts. I give you our young person ambassador, the reason we ride with Road Race, Morgan Carter.
Thank you.